what's next? We have Mulan. People say that she's the epitome of the independent girl. I'm not sure about that, because I agree that she ends up being very independent by the end of the film, but at the same time, she gives up the best position a girl could have possibly had, that a man could have had that time, to go back to her freaking family. Like, I get that she's saying that family's important, but why giving up that job? Why is she doing that? Because of that alone, I'm giving her a 7. Because that was stupid. But she also is nice because she's not clear-cut. I am strong, I am independent. We have to see that. We get to see her train and become independent throughout the film, which I think makes her admirable. Shang. I never really had an opinion about Shang before. He's hot, but that's about it. I'm going to give him a 5, because he was kind of an ass to her, throwing her out. Okay, I know he saved her life, but whatever. There's not much to say about him, honestly. What do we have? We have Atlantis, The Lost Empire. This is a remarkably underrated film. No one talks about it nowadays. And we even have, like, Kida, unlike Mulan, is an actual Disney princess, and yet she's not ever regarded one. And I'm giving all these Renaissance princesses a lot of rep. Oh, wait, did I skip Tarzan? I skipped Tarzan! I can't skip Tarzan! Oh my god! Yeah, Tarzan, I'm giving him an 8, because he's an interesting hero in that he's completely not human for a long time. He has to adjust to a new culture. He has to adjust to a new breed of people, pretty much. And he's noble, and he's noble considering, and he's lovable in his own weird way. So I'm gonna give him an 8. Jane is a lot of fun because she's not at all what you'd expect from a Disney movie. She's a perky British woman, and she gets to kick some ass a little bit. Does she? Not really. But I'm gonna give her a 7 because she's really fun to watch, and this is also a British woman in the 20th century, so she can't do much, but she's fun, and I always wonder how it feels to fall in love with a feral man, pretty much. And she does, and she can look past that, which is probably what makes her more interesting than most of the Disney characters. Now let's go to Atlantis. Kida, I'm giving her a 9, because she is the definition. She's more kick-ass than Mulan. Do you see some of those kicks and those punches she throws? She's kick-ass, and she's like this thin. Just annoying. But she kicks a major ass in that film. Oh, wow. And she's funny, and she's oddly charming in a way, and because of that I'm giving her a 9. And she's also really determined to, I think also like Esmeralda, she has a kind of sensitive side, and she has this side that she's loyal to her people. She wants more than her own health. She doesn't want to find a Prince Charming. She wants to be a good queen and be a good princess and help her people. And have any other Disney princess brought that up at all, about their own kingdom and their own people? I think Kida's the only one that shows concern for her own people, which is wonderful. And Milo is not the usual Disney prince now. Not prince. Hero is he. He's very awkward, very flimsy, but he's not totally transformed. He's still rather awkward and flimsy at the end, which is kind of nice. He grows, but he doesn't sacrifice his personality for that. And because of that, I'm going to give him an 8. I like him. He's a perky. Both Kida and Milo are highly underrated, I think, as characters in the Disney franchise. Ooh, Frollo. What else do I have? That was 2001. I can't think. Treasure Planet. Jim is pouty. Jim is kind of... He's really pouty, but he's cute. And he's very developed, considering the whole movie's based around him. He's pretty much the hero of the film, which is nice. So I'm gonna give him 7. What else we got? We got... Yeah, that was Treasure Planet was next. Ha. I skipped The Lion King. How could I skip The Lion King? Okay, I know they're animals, but come on. Is there a more epic tale than The Lion King? Simba can be a little too angsty sometimes near the end, but he has this very soft spot in my heart because he's part of my childhood. For that, I'm giving him a 9. And he really rises to the fact that he has inner demons and he has to face them and he has to conquer them. And that's really the human experience right there, even though he's a lion. But because of that, I think people relate to him more than others, especially me. And he's also, unlike every other Disney character, he suffers, he mourns for the loss of a parent. I know a lot of Disney characters have a missing mother or father, but they never really mention it. But he mourns, he's suffering from the loss of his father. And he has to eventually overcome that and overcome his grief to rise to the challenge, and which makes him very admirable. Nala is a 10. Again, I think it's a little too much of a soft spot in my heart. But she's a lioness, which pretty much gives her bonus points. But because she's a lioness, she's absolutely fierce. She, again, doesn't take shit for nobody. Even as a kid, and she's not girly at all, which is wonderful. She's very, I think Disney did a very good job in creating the lioness persona in that human-like-ish character, because lionesses were really running the pride in real life. They're in charge of the hunting. They're making sure people survive. They have to be tough for that. And Nala's definitely tough, but she also has the part that can fall in love with another person, lion. And because of that, she's a 10 for me. And I think the last one is The Princess and the Frog. You can tell I'm getting a little tired now, can't you? Naveen, I'm gonna give him a 9. Because he's probably, even between the gap between Beauty and the Beast and Princess Frog, he's the only prince that has as much development as the Beast had. He has absolutely no good traits about him as the film begins, but then he learns to be selfless like the Beast does, and I think that's why I squeak for him a little bit. And he has to change, and he has to develop, and he has to become more confident in who he is, which makes him very admirable. Tiana, I'm not in love with her as much as everybody else seems to be. I'm going to give her an 8. Because... Okay, I'm going to give her a 9. Sometimes she's just not that interesting to me, but at the same time, probably the thing I admire most about her is that she has this dream that doesn't involve a man in it, because this independent, solid dream, and she's very confident to achieve it, which is something I can definitely relate to. And every other Disney princess seems to be about, I want to find a man and fall in love. Tiana's like, I don't want to deal with that shit. I want to be successful by myself. And I find that remarkably admirable. And, okay, Belle doesn't say she wants a man, but it's, considering she loves fairy tales so much, I think it's very highly implied. And because of that, I think Tiana is wonderful, having her own independent dream, and she just happens to be surprised that Naveen is part of that dream along the way. She's not expecting it, and she just accidentally falls in love, which I think makes their relationship not admirable. It makes it seem more solid to me, that it's not love first sight. They have to learn to love each other for their flaws. And because of that, I find that Tiana, even though she can get boring at times, she is kind of a stick in the mud. But I can definitely admire her. So good job, Disney, with this new film. Good job. I hope to see more 2D films from you in the future. And apparently coming up, I haven't seen it, but judging from the trailer of Tangled, I don't think Rapunzel's going to be a very endearing heroine, but time will tell. And this was my very long and boring list. I'll talk to you guys later.